one prepares you for this part, doing postpartum with no help. No one coming in, no one taking over, no one saying, I've got this, why don't you rest? Just you, again and again. And they say it takes a village. But what if you don't have a village? Because for a lot of women, there isn't one. Or it's not the kind of support that you actually need. And suddenly, you're recovering, taking care of a newborn, running a home all on your own. Postpartum without a village doesn't always look dramatic. It looks quiet. You feeding the baby at 3 a.m. all alone, trying to eat something with one hand, waiting for someone to ask, do you need help? But no one does. It's being surrounded by people at times, but still feeling like you're all alone. The baby cries, you respond. The baby wakes, you wait. Something needs to be done, you think about it. There's no real off. No one to hand things over to and just pause. And it's not just the physical work, it's the mental load. Remembering feeds, tracking sleep, thinking about doctor visits, managing the house in the background, all while your body is still healing. And your emotions feel different too. More sensitive, more tired, sometimes heavier too. And you keep going because there's no other option. Sometimes the hardest part isn't even the work, it's the feeling that no one really sees how much you're holding. Because from the outside, it doesn't look like much. You're just at home with the baby. But inside that, you're doing 100 small things that never really stop. You're listening for every sound, watching the baby even when they're asleep, planning the next feed, the next nap, the next thing. Your body is here, but your mind is always on. And then you hear things like, you've been home all day. Just rest when the baby sleeps. And something about that just lands wrong because it makes it sound simple, like you're choosing not to rest, like you're overthinking it. But you're not. You're carrying something that's constant. You're not just home, you're on all the time. Even when you sit down, you're not fully resting. You're half listening, half waiting, half preparing for the next interruption. There's no real off switch. No one saying, I've got this, you don't have to think for a while. And when there's no village, there's also very little space to just be you. Not mama, not the one responsible for everything, just you. Even 5 minutes where no one needs anything from you. And when that space doesn't exist for long enough, you don't just get tired. You start to feel invisible. If you don't have a village, we need to stop pretending you do and start working with what's real. That might look like lowering your expectations at home, letting something stay undone, choosing rest over trying to keep up. And when it comes to help, it might mean being more direct than you're used to. Because vague offers don't always turn into real support. So instead of waiting or hinting, you say it clearly. Can you hold the baby for 20 minutes? Can you take over while I eat? Can you handle dinner tonight? Simple, specific, real. Even small pockets of support matter. And if support isn't easily available, then it becomes about creating tiny breaks wherever you can. But I know this is easier said than done. Sometimes there's just no one around. Sometimes the baby won't settle. Sometimes even a minute feels impossible. I remember those evenings, the witching hour, when my baby wouldn't stop crying. Nothing worked. In fact, anything I did made it so much worse. I was so overwhelmed, like there was no way out of that moment. Sometimes I just put my head Sometimes I would just put my headphones on, play some music, and keep rocking him. I'm not even sure at this point whether it was to calm him down or me, but that really did help. And we somehow got through that phase. It was a tiny thing, but it made a big difference. And in these moments, we aren't looking for big solutions. We are looking for tiny relief. That might look like taking a slow breath while you hold your baby, unclenching your shoulders just for a second, sitting down instead of standing or pushing through, even 30 seconds where you soften your body a little. It's not a full break, but it takes the edge off just a little. And sometimes, if it's possible, in that moment, putting the baby down and stepping away for a minute. Not giving up, not ignoring, just creating a tiny bit of space so you can come back steadier. Not because you don't care, but because you matter too. It's important for you to take care of yourself first. Only when your cup is full can you pour in to another person's cup. If this phase felt lonely, that makes sense. If you felt tired in a way that's hard to explain, that makes sense too. If there have been moments where you wondered, why is this so hard for me? Why can't I handle this better? That also makes sense. You're not doing this wrong. You're doing something incredibly demanding without enough support. Anyone in your place would feel stretched, would feel tired, and would even feel overwhelmed at times. Anyone in your place would feel stretched, tired, and overwhelmed at times. Nothing about this means that you're not a good mother. It means you're human and you're doing a job that was never meant to be done alone. And even if it doesn't feel like that right now, you are showing up every day in ways that are quiet, constant, and easy to overlook. But they matter. You matter. So, of course, it feels like a lot because it is a lot. So, maybe instead of asking, why am I finding this so hard? You remind yourself, this is hard because you're doing the work of many people, often by yourself. And the fact that you're still showing up every day, even when you're tired, recovering, stretched thin, sleepy, overwhelmed, probably exhausted, and running on empty, that is something to be proud of. None of this means you're failing. It means that you are carrying a lot. And if this felt familiar, if this looks anything like your life right now, you're not the only one living this. So many women are in this space just quietly getting through. This channel is where we say these things out loud, so you don't have to hold it in all by yourself. And if this helped you feel even a little less alone, you can stay, subscribe, and share this with someone who might need to hear this today. Thank you for watching.